Hi, I'm Randall from Randall's ESL Cyber Listening Lab, providing tips on language learning, culture, and human development. And today, I'd like to welcome you to a unique broadcast because I think this will be of great interest to many of you. Yes, we can. Challenges and successes in learning English in Costa Rica. And over the past several months, I've interviewed a number of really top-notch teachers from around the world who have shared their experiences, challenges, successes in managing their language classrooms. And I think that has been really important to hear such voices. However, I think one of the things that has been absent from this conversation has been the story of students themselves. Yes, it's important to listen to teachers, but those that are in the classrooms, that are managing their lives, that are trying to do the best they can, are these students. And often there's not a platform for many students to be able to share their experiences, share their lives, share their challenges. And today I wanted to change that. So in this particular episode, I've invited Kaylor Vargas, a teacher in Costa Rica. He's been on the program before, and to share alongside with his students their experiences in learning. And throughout this broadcast, I look forward to hearing all of your voices on this particular topic of how students and teachers, but specifically students, can find success amidst the challenges that they face in their countries. We have some other voices. Kobayashi from Japan, welcome. Good morning from El Salvador, Corlino. Raven from, I'm not sure where you're from. Please let us know. Nino from Italy, great. Again, from Vietnam. Ube from Philippines, again, hi. Hi. Well, great. It's great to see these voices. And again, throughout the broadcast, we want to hear your voices, your comments about this particular topic, because yes, we want to learn from one another, especially from students as well. So let me go ahead and bring on all of our guests today for the broadcast and make sure that we have everyone in the broadcast room. And I think we actually do now. Well, good morning, everyone.
Hi, Randall.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
And I think everyone is a little nervous.
Hello there.
Anyone nervous? A little bit, maybe a little bit nervous. But as we do this broadcast, we realize that these students are broadcasting from their homes. Internet connections sometimes come in and out, but we really appreciate each one of you for the opportunity to share your voices. And so what we're going to do to begin this part of the broadcast, each one of you is actually going to give a really short introduction, as I mentioned to the students. And let me just back up for a minute. For those of you that are not aware, we're going to be visiting with these students from Costa Rica. Costa Rica is in Central America. And these students are going to be talking a little bit about themselves. But each one of those, as I mentioned to them, they have 15 seconds to share a little bit about themselves before we jump into the broadcast. So, Nazareth, 15 seconds, go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nazareth. I'm 16 years old, and I'm from San Jose, Costa Rica. And some of my hobbies are listening to music, read books like romance and drama, and I love watching movies.
Okay, thank you. Nelly, 15 seconds, go.
Well, hello, I'm Nelly. I'm 18 and I love plátano frito. That is cooking banana, you could call it. And I love to read and dance.
Super, thank you very much. Jeremy, 15 seconds, go.
Well, hello there, guys. I hope you're doing fine. I am Jeremy. I'm 16 years old. I like to read. I love history. I love learning other languages. And it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Catherine, 3 hours, go.
Hi, morning, everybody. I'm Catherine. I'm 17 years old. I'm from Cartago, Costa Rica, and I like to exercise and spend time with myself, like do meditation or even yoga.
Okay, so yoga, meditation. That is great. Milagro, 15 seconds, go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Milagro. I am 8 years old and I live in Costa Rica. I really like to read mystery and suspense books. I like to dance. I like to play soccer, and I like to learn every day.
Super. Thank you, Milagro. And Stephen, you are the last one before we get to Kalar. Stephen, 15
Good
seconds.
morning, everyone. My name is Steven Joel. I'm the last year of the high school. I'm 17 years old, and I really love to ride a bicycle, and I also like watching movies.
Well, great. Well, thank you very much. Let's just take a pause here to see what other comments have coming in. Nezreen has said, really exciting hearing directly from students. Absolutely. And I think that's why we're trying to bring them on. And Nayeli says, I'm good. How about you? So sharing greetings. Thank you for sharing greeting. And these are teachers that have appeared on the broadcast before. Another greeting from Costa Rica. So we got great. We have a lot of people that are saying hello. Again, Vietnam and so forth. Well, great. Happy to hear and see all of those voices joining us today. All right. Well, let's just go, if I can. And Kaylor, if you wouldn't mind just introducing yourself and just a little bit about the school where you teach.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Keylor Vargas. I've been teaching for about 11 years. And well, right now, the students and I, well, we go to the Jose Figueres Ferrer. It's a technical high school located in La Lucha, Costa Rica. That's about 1 hour and 30 minutes from the capital city, San Jose. It's named after a former president. And a technical high school, basically what it is that the students, they choose a technical specialty, they learn, they get skills to prepare for a future job. So basically when they finish in senior year, they are ready for a job, basically. Okay?
All right. Well, great. Thank you for giving us that information a little bit about the school and the system there. And for everyone that is joining the broadcast, what we're going to do is we're going to spend a few minutes talking a little bit about the land and culture. That is Nelly and Stephen and Milagro will be sharing their comments right there. And then they'll talk a little bit about some of the challenges as a language learner. And again, those of you that are watching this broadcast, feel free to ask your questions to these students. They want to share. They want to be part of this conversation. After that, then Catherine and Jeremy and Nazareth will talk a little bit about successful strategies to learning English. So first of all, some of the challenges and then talking about some successful strategies. And after that, they'll be sharing their ideas on the qualities of the ideal teacher. I mean, teachers have their own images of what that ideal teacher is, but we want to find out exactly from students their feelings. And then at the end, we're going to talk a little bit about their hopes and goals for the future. So during this broadcast, feel free to share your comments about these topics. Let's take a look at any other questions. Again, we have some comments here coming in. Yamaleth, my students, is that one of your teachers?
Yes.
Okay, well, great. Good to see that you have a teacher that is supporting you. Greetings to these wonderful students from Rebecca. Chris, very good, guys, making us very proud. Miriam, hello, everyone. I'm a student from Tunisia. So we have people from around the world. You should be excited to see so many voices joining us today. Ube from the Philippines. This is great sharing experiences. Thank you for the opportunity to join again. Absolutely. And Nejmi says, what are some of the teachers' techniques you enjoy the most in online classes? Perhaps we can talk a little bit about that. And another one is Carmen, very proud of you. Great opportunity. So you have a lot of people that are joining all of you today, and that is so great. So let's go ahead and see if we can bring in, I think we lost Milagro. Hopefully she'll be back here. So let's go ahead and then start with Nelly, Stephen, and Milagro. And let's just talk a little bit about the country, the land, the culture, and the people. Who would like to start?
Well, I would like to. Well, if you're speaking of Costa Rica, I think one of the most important things to know is that we have 8 indigenous communities. The indigenous people are the ones that were here before the colonizers get to America. So, and I think it's really important to know that there's 24 settlements. They are still fighting for their land, for these sacred lands. And I think that's amazing. And other thing about the line, especially, is that, well, my favorite monument and is the Guayabo Monument, because they have such a pre-Columbian structure. Is really, really rich. You will not imagine that was made before, I don't know, the 20th century or something like that. It's really, really advanced and really, really interesting to know.
Okay. And that idea, I think, have you mentioned about indigenous groups, of the unique cultural aspects of the country, I think is great to hear. So thank you. Stephen, some thoughts about Costa Rica.
Well, I'm gonna talk with you about some amazing types of food, our traditional food. And well, the first, it's like the top one of Costa Rica. It is a dish called gallo pinto.
Say that
And
again. Gallo pinto.
Gallo
Gallo pinto. Okay.
And well, it is a breakfast dish. And well, it is a mixture of rice, beans, and some species. And with another ingredient that it's called salsa lisano. It is like the secret of the plate.
Okay.
And we have another. It is called casado. It is a lunch dish, and if you order this casado in a restaurant, they are going to give you a plate with rice, beans, salad, some picadillo, and also with a meat that it could be a beef, pork, chicken, or fish. We have the olla de carne. That is like the favorite weekend dish for people, and you will find it in many homes at Costa Rica. And it is a mixture also of vegetables, of like a potato, corn, plantain, and also the meat. And people eat it with some rice, and also with hot sauces. And well, the last one, it is called picadillo. It is a mixture of vegetables and ground meat with some species, and it is used to as a filling the tacos or to accompany the casado. And some of the most popular vegetables to make it, it's potato, arracache. Another flour that is a flor de tau. It is a type of flour that people eat it, and also another one that it's called palmito. And well, another tradition I want to share with you, it is a tradition. On September 15, we celebrate the Independence Day here in Costa Rica.
Okay.
And with a great tradition that it's a typical dance in some college and schools. And well, those dances are made with typical songs as well. For example, a song's called Punto Guanacasteco, El Tamborito, and El Torito.
Now, Stephen.
And well,
see if I can.
Actually, we have
great. And if you could, I mean, you're whetting my appetite. I'm really hungry right now. And if you could, right after the broadcast, maybe in Facebook, in one of the comments, if you could actually type out the names of some of these foods, just put that in a Facebook comment. I think many people would appreciate knowing about these foods, and they can look them up themselves. So thank you. Thank you so much for sharing some of those ideas. Let's move on now. Let's talk. I think we still don't, Milagro is not with us, but let's talk then, Nelly and Stephen. Let's talk about some of the greatest challenges as a language learner in Costa Rica. So we've talked a little bit about the country. Now let's kind of go into the part of what are some of the challenges you face. So share a few things with us, Nelly.
Okay, for me, the greatest challenge has been at least the one of correcting. If we practice with people who have the same level of English as we have, then we are actually not going to be correctly corrected. So maybe we say something wrong, something that shouldn't be that way, they wouldn't know how to correct us. So I think that's really important. And I also, one of them, my greatest challenge is that if I read a word, sometimes I just don't know how to pronounce it, and I'm just saying pronouncing it wrong. People do not understand me, and I try to say one thing and end up saying another thing. And also, I think we do not know a language till we understand some of accent. I mean, some of the difficult things of English is that it has so many countries speaking in it. So if we say Nigerian accent and Australian accent, I do not understand it at all.
Okay, so certainly those can be some great challenges of if someone's trying to correct you and they don't know how to do that, certainly that may or may not help you very much. Let's see if we have some other comments that are coming in. Jefferson from Costa Rica, greetings to everyone, to my classmates. Wow, that's great. Gerardo says, great job, Nelly. Nishmi says, congratulations. Yes, please type the names of food and dances. So right there, Stephen, you shared some great ideas right after the broadcast. Share some of those specific names. Before we move on, Stephen, do you have another idea on one of the challenges you have faced as a language learner?
Well, for me, the biggest challenge for me was the time that I had spent of learning English, like searching for a new vocabulary or to the correct pronunciation of each word or whatever related. It's the time, the discipline that I had, because it doesn't matter if it is a 15 minutes or even a 4 hours, but I made it, and it was difficult, but if we want, we can.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked about at least one point of pronunciation, of taking the time to make sure to learn how to pronounce something. That's hard for me in Spanish. And then Nelly mentioned a little bit about correction and so forth, because if you make a mistake and someone doesn't know how to correct you, well, you really can't make progress. And so those are some real challenges. Again, for any teachers or students out there, again, some of your classmates, I hope to hear from some of them. What are some of the challenges that you face in learning English, not just in Costa Rica, but in any country around the world? And we want to hear more voices from you. Let's see what else. Mona says, Mona mentioned about my website, which could help some students with pronunciation. Another column, Yameleth says, Costa Rica, pura vida. And again, some of you, pure life, enjoying life, I think is important. Mona said a comment here, says, listening to English as often as you can, watch movies in English with English script. I think is important. We're going to talk in a minute about some of the ways that we can improve our listening. Ube from the Philippines says rice is Philippines staple food. So you mentioned, Stephen, about rice as well. Main menu on the table, just like you shared here. I'm delighted to know that you serve food with rice too. So there is that connection between countries around the world, and that's great to hear. Thank you, Ube, for sharing that. All right, well, let's go on now to Catherine, Jeremy, and Nazareth to learn a little bit about some of the successful strategies to learning English. And again, those that are watching, I'm Randall from Randall's ESL Cyber Listening Lab, talking with students from Costa Rica about the challenges in learning English, but also some of the successes. So let's go ahead. Catherine, Jeremy, or Nazareth, a little bit about the successful strategies to learning. And we'll go ahead and start with Catherine.
Hi, everybody. Well, in base of my experience, I would say about the first step is to have confidence in yourself, to believe in you, because you can do whatever you want if you really want to do it, if you really want to get it. And it's just to practice. My advice for you is to think in English, even if little things. Just think in English. Maybe if you wake up, you can say, "Well, I'm gonna go to the bedroom or kitchen or bathroom or I'm going to eat breakfast." Just little things, just to make your brain, your mind think in English. Because I think a problem who everybody has is to think in Spanish, translate the word or the sentence or the phrase, and then say it in English. So I think it's not a good way. You need, as you talking in Spanish, as you just say it, is the same way you have to do it in English. Just think in English and say the words, say the sentence, just talk like in a natural way. But it take time. It take a little time to step by step, just little things. I think that's my advice for the people who is learning English or another language.
And these are great comments. Thank you very much, Catherine, for sharing that. I think this goes back to what Nellie said and what Stephen said about whether it be correction or pronunciation. You said, have confidence, believe in yourself, do things step by step, and slowly over time, you can improve your English. And I think those are great ideas. Let's see what other comments have come in. Mona says, songs are very helpful. It's fun. So maybe even, Catherine, you said, maybe you can't understand everything right away, but maybe step by step you can. And I think that's a great idea there.
Yeah, I think it's a process.
Absolutely.
A process. Not in a month you are gonna speak like a native person or something. It takes time. I mean, I've been learning English many years, and thanks, Kaylor, I can speak like I'm speaking right now.
Glad to hear that.
Great.
Helps me a lot.
Well, good. And I enjoy that collaboration of, again, we're going to come back to those qualities that make successful teachers as well. Again, Wanwi says, hi, Randall, glad to see this live. And Nesreen says, lyrics training is an app on the phone that uses music and gap fills that I often recommend to my students. Music makes learning more fun. So maybe, Nesreen, step by step, just like you mentioned, Catherine, believing in yourself. We have Nayeli from Mexico says, students find it difficult to get to speak because they feel afraid of making mistakes. And that is a real challenge. Let me ask you, really, how many of you are ever afraid of making mistakes? Jeremy? Oh, yeah. Kaylor, are you ever afraid of making mistakes?
Not actually. I mean, mistakes are part of life. The thing that you have to do is, if you repeat a mistake, that is not a mistake, it's a habit. So once you make a mistake, you need to correct it immediately and move on.
Yeah, great. And sometimes that's hard to do, especially when you feel like everyone is watching you. Now, let me ask you, going back to Nellie, Stephen, I'm sorry, Catherine, Jeremy, and Nazareth, do you ever get nervous when you're in your class about what other students might be thinking about your English?
Yeah,
Yes.
always. When we did many presentations, Gator was like watching us, and we were a little scared, to be honest. And when he asked something about the presentation, my mind was in blank, in another world. Even if I know what he was saying, uh, was like, what can I say? So it's a nervous, the fear. I'm scared, so I think that's a big problem, and we need to fight it.
Yeah, and I think right here, Mona says, Kayla, these are amazing students. I'm really looking forward to collaborating with you all. So, yes, I think there's a natural fear. Even if I were to speak Spanish, I would be wondering, oh, what is Jeremy going to think of my pronunciation? Oh, Nellie, is Nellie going to say, huh? What did he say? So that is some great advice. Ube from the Philippines said, I never had a chance to learn Spanish through my country, though my country was colonized by Spaniards for 333 years. Spanish subject is offered again in our curriculum. Wow, that's great to hear in the Philippines. Again, we're visiting with students from Costa Rica. Feel free to share your ideas, and I appreciate the comments so far. So, Jeremy, let's talk a little bit about your experiences in having success. Catherine says, step by step, have confidence. What are your thoughts on the topic? And Jeremy, I think I can't hear you. Is your microphone on? Jeremy, unmute your microphone. Okay, still can't
Okay.
hear you. Okay.
Yeah, continuing with this, I will say that the discipline is one of the most Okay. Discipline is one of the most important ways of learning any language and also the skills. I will say the way you practice, the more you overcome the thing that you want to come. And also the experience you gain through time. As Taylor says, I mean, when you commit mistakes, it comes an habit. You have to change that. You have to make the discipline to get better in that habit, to get better in that skill. It doesn't matter. I mean, you have to practice more and learn more through time.
Yeah, and those are great ideas. I remember studying Spanish in high school, and it was really, really difficult. And as you just said, when I was in high school, I was so worried about what my friends were saying. Oh, Randall, boy, his pronunciation is really bad. He should go back a level. And so your confidence in showing that you can do hard things, I think, is greatly appreciated, and being honest and open. Here goes, and Nazreem says, all of you speak English very well. You should all be proud and continue speaking with confidence. Thank you, Nazreem. She's been one of our guests on our show. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And especially coming on a live broadcast like this, where 7 billion people could see you, that must be really hard as well. But great confidence. Let's go on to the next topic, is about qualities of the ideal language teacher. So, Kaylor, we're going to ask you to step off the broadcast right now with students.
I just disappear.
All right.
That's okay. I never take things personal. They know that.
Okay. So, Catherine, Jeremy, and Nazareth, let's kind of listen to some ideas, and then we're going to bring everyone back and hear all of your voices. So, what are some of the qualities of the ideal language teacher? And let's go, Catherine. Why don't you share?
Okay, I will say, I think it's a friend more than a teacher, a friend, a person who you can trust. you can trust with, because in my case, based on my experience, Taylor has been my best teacher ever, to be honest. And he helped me a lot. I know I make mistakes a lot. It's a process. I'm a human being. It's totally normal. And if I make a mistake or something, he correct me, but in a good way. I feel like, okay, I know he's doing that for my better, for me.
Okay.
And
So someone that you can trust, someone
yeah.
that helps correct your mistakes, but does not say, "Oh, Catherine, you've made that mistake for the 27th time."
In a good way, to correct me in a good way. Exactly.
Super. Okay. And that's great to hear. Same topic, Nazareth.
Yes, I will say something like the qualities of my ideal language teacher is someone who notices my mistake, but doesn't make me feel bad about it and make me improve.
Great.
So when I make a mistake, I notice, he notice, and everyone notice, but I know that I have to improve that to doesn't make it a habit. So change that.
Great. Great. Jeremy, any other thoughts on this topic?
Yeah, I will say the same. I mean, at least we have the opportunity to practice more. And Kaylor, I consider it the same. I mean, is one of the best professors that I ever had. He also corrects me. I mean, my grammar, I don't consider it good. My spelling, my accent, I try to improve it. And Kaylor tries to improve it in a good way and corrects me in a good way.
Great. Great. And those are great. And I think, Kaylor, you deserve a raise.
Let's tell that to my boss.
Let's see what other comments we have coming in. Nayeli says, we teachers should be careful in the way we correct our students in order not to make them feel that they're not learning or they're not good, but make them aware that mistakes are normal. I think that's what we're saying here. Carolina from Mexico. She's so well spoken. So happy to see young people sharing their points of view. I think all of you are sharing your points of view in so many ways. And Dylan, I'm sorry, the best way to learn is making mistakes. Now, Dylan, is Dylan one of your classmates?
Yes, he's
All right,
our
Dylan.
classmate.
And I hope your other classmates will make
Yeah.
some comments before they end here as well. Let me, on the same particular topic, I want to bring in Stephen and Nellie. Any other comments, Stephen or Nellie, about qualities of the ideal language teacher before we move on?
The ideal.
Yes, Nellie, and then Stephen.
I think that the ideal teacher is one that make us see the pattern that we are making the mistakes. Just not correct one mistake, but try to guide us in the direction. Like you're making this mistake, this line of mistakes that are all related or something like that. And one who is fun. I think that's really important.
Okay, so one who's fun. I'm trying to bring in Milagro. I can't see her right at the moment. Hopefully she can join us. Stephen.
Okay, for me, a big quality for the ideal teacher is it's that person who has the wish to teach to others, because each person could get the title of a teacher. Yeah, I'm a teacher, but not all of person could teach in the correct way, that have all the correct abilities, the human abilities to teach. And for me, that it's the most important thing.
And I think that's an excellent point, Stephen, because anyone can have the title of a teacher, but a master teacher, a great teacher, really is something different. And thank you for sharing that, Stephen. That's a great point. Let's see what other comments have coming in. Mona says, an ideal teacher is someone we trust and corrects me in a good way. It's great to hear all of you saying that same thing. Doesn't make us feel bad with my mistakes. The best professor. It's all about you, Kaylor. You should be proud. Wow.
Thank you, Mona.
Nayeli says it's a great feeling when a student notices we're making mistakes and they self-correct. And even teachers make mistakes in their own English as they're learning as well. That's not a problem at all. And Carlos says it's important to have a good relationship with our students. Super comments. Well, let's move on to the last part of our broadcast today, which talks about hopes and dreams and goals for the future. That could be for your country. That could be for you personally. We want to hear your voices. And again, as we're closing out the broadcast, feel free, if you are a classmate of these students, feel free to share any of your challenges and successes, because we have heard so far wonderful ideas and wonderful voices. So again, hopes and dreams and goals for the future. What are they? Please share.
Okay, for me, as soon as I finish the school, the first thing that I want to do is to try to get in a call center, because I think that it's one of the most successful action that we can do to improve my English. That is something that I really want to do to myself, and then to get into the university and to can complete my dreams, to get a good job. And
Great. So, Stephen, did you say working in a call center? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
To improve
So
my
working
English.
in a call center and then going on to the university to do other things. That's great. Someone else? Oh,
Sorry.
yes, Kaylor.
If I can jump in here, the specialty that these guys are taking, it prepares them in the technical field, especially for call centers. So that's one of the best ways they have for improving English, just in case I wanted to mention that.
No, thank you. And that's great to know a little bit about the background, about their studies, so that people are aware of that. Thank you, Stephen, for sharing that. Someone else? Dreams.
I would like to share.
You would like to, I'm sorry?
I would like to share my.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, please.
Well, as soon as I finish the high school, I would love to get into the university and study something related to science, like physics or something like that. And also, I would love to improve at the next level my English so I can speak like fluently, and that will be my goals.
Great. And when you say fluently and you're talking about studying science and physics, it sounds like fluently not only for your job, but just connecting with human beings around the world. Would that be true?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
someone else? Yes,
I would
go
like
ahead.
Oh,
So,
Catherine.
Okay. My biggest goal is to get professional, obviously, and get my job and everything. But before that, I'd love to study in another country, even it's a country which the first language is English, to improve my English, my pronunciation, vocabulary, everything. I will love that. It's like my dream since I was a child. But the first and the biggest goal is to get professional. Obviously, study at the university or college. I don't know. And yeah, just that, and grow up as a person. My personality get better and help more people, because I love to help people. I'm a good listener, and I don't know, just if someone needs help, I'll be there for them.
Great. So using English as a tool to serve and help others.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Jeremy and Nellie.
well, I would like to say.
Nellie first.
Go on, Jeremy.
Go, Nelly. No, Nelly. Continue.
Okay. Well, I think my goal for the future, as in right now, because I'm in senior year, is to graduate. Obviously, I'm a little bit of time and I will get graduated. So I would like to get in a state college because it's really, really hard to get in because there are a lot of people in not many spaces. And if not, I would like to get a good job and to learn how to drive, and obviously as everyone be a better person every day. I think that's really important.
Super. Great goals. And Jeremy.
Well, talking about that, my greatest desire, my greatest dream is to leave this country, be a professional person, have a nice work, and travel to like Germany, Europe, I don't know, Asia, any country. I mean, I want to travel around the world, make my dreams come true, and grow as a human being. That's really nice for me.
Okay. And I think, Jeremy, that was an excellent way of ending this part, because growing as a human being is what all of you are talking about, is that using English as the vehicle to helping others, to serving others, to making a difference. And Kaylor, this is a real tribute to you and your school of the quality of students that are coming out of that, because they certainly want to make a difference in people's lives.
Yes, I always commend these guys because these guys are really respectful. They always bring a lot of principles and values from their house, which is something that in some other places is not so common because I've been teaching in other high schools. But I love this high school for that reason. The students are wonderful. The place is wonderful. The teachers, everything is wonderful. So I think that's the perfect combination.
Well, let's look at a few last comments. Sarah, proud of the best teacher and husband in the world. Oh, is that your wife?
Hi, Sarah. That's my wife, yeah. Hi, Sarah.
And that's a real tribute to you, Kaylor. Ube says, continue learning and improving, my dear students. It is our happiness, your teachers, to see you succeed in your dreams. What a kind comment. Mona says, this is a very important question, Randall. It's so important to listen to the young generation because they are the real wealth of their nation. Wow, what a tribute that you're receiving here. Nayeli says, Kaylor, you have done a great job. Your students are amazing. Thanks for your efforts. You surely deserve a raise and to be acknowledged. Bravo. Wow, these are really excellent comments. So what I'd like to do right now is to thank all of you for being a part of the broadcast, being a part of our lives today. And I want to thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you, Randall, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Anytime.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
It was a pleasure to be here.
It was nice.
So I'm gonna put you all backstage
Yeah.
for a minute. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining the broadcast today. This was a real treat to hear not just from teachers, but to listen to students sharing their experiences in a country in Central America, but yet these students are making a huge impact on the world. And I invite all of you, teachers and so forth, feel free to contact me if you would like your students to be showcased on a broadcast where they can learn and share their experiences. That's what I want to hear. Again, signing off from Randall's ESL Cyber Listening Lab. Have a wonderful day and an even better tomorrow.